Okay, Shalom Akim, Kal Halonim La Yahab Hashem Yahshab Hashem HaKodash, and double honors to the Grams and Apostles, Thal Yahshab for the strength, in order to make this video as well. And to the brother Ratazar Raha Halawaya, meaning willing spirit, praise Yahweh. And of course, Yahweh Hashem Yahshab means Yahweh in the name of Yahshab. So through Yahshab, that's how we get to Yahweh. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, and Yahshab being the only begotten Son of the Most High, who is the Messiah to save and bring the elect from this kingdom, man. From Esau's kingdom. But Yahweh meaning He is, He exists, or He is to be, and Yahshab meaning He delivers, or He the deliverer. So the point really of this video is based on detachment in this world, man. Something along those lines about detachment. That's what I named it on. Gonna have to check again later, but it's really based on detachment. It begins with the mind and the spirit. I think I named it that. Detachment begins in the mind and the spirit, man. Because mentally, before something physically attaches, well, I say something, but before people physically attach, it normally starts with a thought, anyways. Or physically detached. That's the right word. Yeah, it normally starts with a thought. As the scriptures say, let every man be fully persuaded in their mind, man. And you got to make that decision and then stick to it ultimately, which is through Yahushua at the end of the day. He strengthens us to be able to even commit to the very end. That's why the daily and constant praying, is necessary for us in this truth. So let me get this precept. It should be one of those concise videos, just getting to the point of the mentality that we ought to have in this truth, which is really mentally detached from this world, because we are physically, we're still alive, we still got to do our daily chores and our jobs and whatever they do to get on day by day. By the end of the day, all these things will be sacrificed, man, including people as well who may be close to you, family, friends, or whomever. Mainly family. That's what may be a stumbling block for certain people, because they don't have that will within them to then sacrifice their family. For instance, I know there was a documentary, one of the brothers sent me this as well, where Esau Edom, you can bring up your mother, your father, your brother, or any family member, maybe even a cousin or something, but mainly they'll try and target the ones closest to you, like mother or father, and then try and kill them in front of you, man, if you don't take the chip or whatever they're gonna say, about the basic treason against Esau, Edom's kingdom. So in that case, many people, certain people will fall for that. Other people, which we always gotta pray, how about Shemashar, He keeps that stern spirit on us, man. So let me get this precept to Luke 12 and 26. Actually, Luke 14 and 26. If any man come to me, which is Yahushua, and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. So of course, typically, it's really just going down to the point of who do you love more, man? Do you love Yahweh Shem Yahshua? Do you love your mom, your dad, your children, if you're already a father, or your own life as well? Because typically, if you have more love for something, you'd want to protect it more. That's the thing. And then you sacrifice everything else. Whatever you desire or love, you'd want to protect it more. So when it says, if any man come to me and hate not his father, now it doesn't mean that we have downright hate for, for those who brought us up in this kingdom, or for the children and, other brothers and sisters and whatnot. It's just being able, what it's really talking about is being able to sacrifice them when needs be. And when I say sacrifice, I'm talking about metaphorically speaking, in terms of, okay, are you willing to trade them for Yahushua's protection, man? Yahushua's deliverance. Which one do you want? That's the point, man. You want to keep your family protected and alive, which that in itself, if they ever use that as a threat, that means, and if someone gets through that as a stumbling block, or what I'm trying to say is, let's say there was a presentation of your father or your mother about to get killed if you don't take the MOTB, or if you don't stop serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you know, something along those lines. And then you have to decide between that or, you know, the deliverance, man. But for those who lack wisdom, you know, that would be a stumbling block, because they'll be like, oh damn, I don't want my mom or dad to die and all that. But you know, you're gonna see them in the kingdom anyways, man. You know, all spirits go back to the spiritual realm. You know, that's in Ecclesiastes 7 verse 12. Let me try to get that. You know, all spirits go back to the Most High who made them. So with that wisdom alone, it's like, should we then shiver? Which, as I said, man, that's why we gotta pray to Yahweh Shem Yashai to have that stern spirit in that day as well. Because of course, you know, making videos is one thing, but on the actual day where it's like, okay, the demons are all riled up, you know, everyone's there, Esau's trying to intimidate you. Imagine if he shouts, all of that. You know, all the psychological tactics. But at the end of the day, Yahweh Shem Yashai, we always pray that we do maintain the same stern spirit, not even the same, more of a stern spirit in that time to come, so that when as they say, push comes to shove, you know, when they're actually presented with that type of scenario where a family member does die, you know that, okay, spiritual realm they'll go to and they'll be fine anyways. You know, all you gotta deal with is whatever pain and anguish that comes out before that moment. Because, you know, you gotta visualize the scenario, you know, because if Yahusha is saying this, you know, it's a decision. Do you want to be delivered, or do you care about those worldly ones who never really gave a fuck about you anyways? Which at the end of the day, they don't really care, because they don't serve Yahweh Shem Yahusha. So, just literally looking at it, spirit goes back to the spirit realm. They don't care about you anyways, because they don't care about Yahusha, which is more specific. You know, so it's like, really, we shouldn't really care as much for that type of scenario, but rather just focus on deliverance, man, because we know everything's going to be reset anyways. They're going to be reborn in the kingdom. So it's not as if their spirit is just going to go to hell, which is a false heresy, a false teaching, by the way. That's what heresy means. So, you know, that's the thing to remember. So when the scriptures, you know, I always say this every now and then, you know, Psalms 119:4, meditate upon the precepts diligently. Because, you know, with careful and persistent effort of thinking about these scriptures, that's when the wisdom is applied, not just only absorbed in the mind. And of course, the application means Yahweh Shem Yashai will send us tests. Of course, the tests will become more severe as the time comes closer to that moment, man. You know, test of faith, MOTB, and of course, he's using multiple tactics anyways. And you know, how men perceive us doesn't really matter as much. It doesn't really matter at all. So look, it doesn't matter at all. You know, of course, as they say, easier said than done, but it doesn't matter how they perceive us, you know, as crazy or cold-hearted. But in that time, we know that, okay, the main point is to get deliverance from Yahushua and to please Yahweh Yahushua in that time. You know, that's why I've got to pray daily, you know, studying the scriptures. And Yahushua will keep producing fruit as well, man. We keep enduring no matter what demons we've got to deal with. So I said I was going to get Ecclesiastes about the spirit going back to the Most High. Oh yeah, actually Ecclesiastes 12 verse 7. This is Ecclesiastes 12 verse 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was. So the physical body, you know, this flesh right here, you know, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it. You know, so as I said, man, in some other videos back, that disproves hell. Because all spirits go back, no matter how wicked or righteous, they all go back to where they came from, which is from the heavenly realm where they were created from. Yeah, which is from the Most High Yahweh. So, yeah, that's the point right there. That's part of the wisdom that you got to keep in mind when it comes to death threats. That's why we don't really fear. That's why we don't fear death. That's the thing. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to be stupid and go cross the road without looking left and right. No, we still use wisdom because we're still in these physical bodies. But when it comes to it, when they're trying to use death threats with our desire towards Yahushua, that's when, you know, the real test will be. You know, it won't phase us at all. That's the point. That's the point of the prayer, man. Continuously praying that it will come to the point of strength in that moment where we just say forget, man. Forget our lives. As I said here in Luke 14:26, if any man come to me and hates not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also. So being able to die for the truth as well, he cannot be my disciple. So of course these are things to be used as sacrifices, to be put away, man. There shouldn't be something to put above the truth. The truth is supposed to be above it. Hence why, if certain brothers die for this truth, let it be done. If certain family members got to die, just because they're used as a death threat for you, let it be done anyways. Because at the end of the day, their spirit will be in the heavens. So, yeah, let me get another preset. So, okay, I was going on that point. But, at the top it says detachment. When you meditate upon these precepts, you then start to realize, okay, the detachment is, of course, starts in the mind and how you think as well. Use the world, don't be as those who abuse it. Roughly paraphrasing. When you think about it as well, it's like using a tool as well. Use it for the certain purpose that it has, like a hammer to hit a nail, or for certain things. Remember there was an old hammer where you could use it to remove nails as well. You just use the tool for the purpose that it's set for it. Same way we gotta use the world for the temporary time that we're gonna have to use it for. Which really we're just using Esau's kingdom to get by, because Jake right now is still hindered. Because if you really think about it, Jake in the kingdom is gonna be far more. He's gonna be in a far more glorious state than Jake right now, man. In this weak flesh. Which even in our weak flesh, we still dominate over the nations. Just putting that out there. Okay, let's see. So Hebrews 11. Right, so this is Hebrews 11:13. These all died in the faith. So it shows that the elect of Yahweh Shem Yashai, certain of them will have to die. And of course, their spirits will then be raised up first before the other ones will then catch up. The rest of the elect who are still alive will then catch up. So it's like and the thing is, once you actually die in the faith as well, you could say you completed it, man. That's the thing. For those who are still surviving as well, you still got to endure to the end until the point of salvation. That's the thing. So either way, Bob's got to endure whatever agony that's going to be there for the time being. As I said, time being, for this temporary, man. Once the MOTB says, like, okay, things are going to start ramping up, man. So, all right, left, right, center, judgments aren't going to be executed. Jacob's trouble is just going to be ramped up like this. Like the hockey stick curve, man, of a graph. It starts slowly at the beginning, but then it just shoots up. That shooting up moment, that moment before it shoots up, is the MOTB, man, when they release it. Esau's kingdom is at its latter phases. Right, so yeah, I was gonna continue reading on. So Hebrews 11:13. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. And yeah, this isn't our kingdom. Hence why we're seen as we are strangers and pilgrims upon this earth, man. Just travelers going from place to place. Because of the fact that this is not our kingdom. If it was our kingdom, then of course we wouldn't be strangers in our own kingdom. So that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth, man. As it says here, but having seen them, the promises within the scriptures, things to come, the kingdom of Yahushua, and of course the new bodies, as well as other things as well. Even just the fact that we know that the things that we don't know that are going to be rewarded too. It says, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. And a stranger, a pilgrim upon the earth, wouldn't really care as much for something that doesn't really belong to him. And when I say something that doesn't really belong to him, I'm talking about, really just the things of this world anyways, man. Because as I said, they're just for temporary use cases. What is it? I think it's said in Ecclesiastes as well. Everything's vanity and vexation of spirit. That's Ecclesiastes 2, verse 11, or verse 17. Everything is vanity and vexation of spirit anyways. So these things, even people as well, that's the thing. So whatever relationship that you may have, so-called friends of the world, or family members, they're just temporary, man. And it's all vain anyways, because they're going to have to face their consequence, their judgment, and eventually be reborn when Yahushua is then on top for the rulership, man, for his kingdom. So yeah, basically the point is, with a stranger and a pilgrim, they have a detached mindset because they don't really have attachments with things of this world. They just use things for merely what they're used for, do their thing, which is their purpose, and then get out of there. And that getting out phase is salvation from Yahushua, man. Right, so that's Hebrews 11 and 13. Let me see if I can get another thing. Right, so Romans. Into mindset. Let me read verse 1 and 2. Romans 1. Romans chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. Which really, we're also sacrificing unto Yahweh, Yahushua, because Yahushua sacrificed for us. And of course, we're simply paying it back by sacrificing our lives, for those of us who do die. It can also be metaphorical as well, in terms of us living in this society too, on the low ends. But yeah, each one to the will of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, to die or to stay alive until the very end. That's all Yahweh Shem Yahshua as well. Verse 2, and be not conformed to this world. Again, stranger's mindset. They're only using it for the purpose that it's used for. And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good, that acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. The will of Yahweh, man. Because ultimately, Yahushua was the guide for us to know the will of Yahweh as well, man. And of course, him living his life is an example of how we ought to live our lives as well. For those of us in this world, we've got to use it. But despite that as well, we've got to always remember that it's only temporary. So we shouldn't get too attached to certain things. Maybe Bashim Yahshua may give you certain blessings, but the point is that, it's only for the time being, man. It's only temporary. So always remember that. Alright, let me get another one too. So this is Romans 14 and 5. One man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. Exactly, so that's the mindset. It's like, okay, actually consider within yourself, man. Are you really committing to this or not? That's the thing, I gotta ask myself that too. Making sure that I keep producing fruit, keep studying the scriptures, keep the spirit bright, vibrant, keep praying every day as well. That's what it means by let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. It's like, okay, I'm going to commit this. I'm going to commit to this and complete it. And of course, as we always say, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Ratazah, or Yahweh Ratazah, man, which means this is like saying the Most High's will, or Most High willing, or God willing. That we endure to the end, and that's the point, man. Let every man be fully persuaded in your mind, because a person who is fully persuaded in the mind to do something, to fully commit to something, wouldn't allow for distractions, wouldn't allow for any hindrances or anything of which may take a toll on the success of getting delivered by Yahweh Shai, man. That's what full commitment means. Not letting any hindrances to affect you. Which obviously we have battles here. but not let it get you down and flipping get you in a depressed state and whatnot. But the point really is the fact that we shouldn't let the hindrances stop us from, of course, gaining the salvation of Yahushua, man, that Yahushua has given us as an opportunity. So let's see something. Yeah, man, as the topic goes, detachment starts with the mind and the spirit. Fasting as well helps to have that detachment too, man. Beginning phase when I used to fast, pretty much like, I don't even know when I started. Maybe 2021 or something. Probably 2021 when I went more severe. I say severe, but when I went more intense with it, did 24-hour dry fast and whatnot. 2 days, 3 days. 3 days obviously less often. 2 days a little less often, but then one day. I used to do it every 2 weeks. But the point being is that with fasting, it actually kills desire, man. That's the thing. Especially if you go for an intense one that you haven't really done too much before, it kills desire. You don't really feel like doing anything. Which can either work in hand in hand with you, or it could work against you. That's the thing. Because that's why you gotta pray for strength, man. See how about Shimi Ashra. Because even though you're fasting, yeah, you can't be in the flesh. The spirit is there, but it's that you still gotta fight the laziness that you may be feeling, man. Because you haven't eaten, it's not much energy as well. Now, of course, the after effects of fasting. Let's say you fast, you get some fruit to break the fast. The day after, you actually feel quite charged, man. That's the thing, and that's like a microcosm to what we're going through before the kingdom. Yahweh Shem Yahshua. When I say that, what I mean is the way we're suffering right now, we're going through whatever afflictions and challenges that we've got to go through. That phase will be that's really the refinement phase, which will then prepare us for the reward, which is aftermath, which is going to feel, probably can't even put it into words, man. Far more than just very good. Far more than very good. That's the thing. Just like the way I said, I used the analogy that fasting normally, you don't really feel too good, but it could be a challenge when you're doing it. But then after, when you refuel, eat the fruit to break the fast, drink some water, electrolytes, or brothers who do that, you feel recharged the next day, man, after sleeping as well. That's the same way after suffering an affliction and the affliction that we go through in the kingdom, we're going to feel super good, man. Especially with those new bodies at the reward. But yeah, let's see if I had another preset. If not, I'll probably just close out because the main point has been made. It just starts in the mind anyways. I'm going to close out there. Detachment starts with the mind and the spirit, man. We strengthen the spirit and the mind, with prayer, fasting, reading the scriptures, thinking about the precepts as well and how we can apply it. Even just, regular old sessions as well. Where it's like during the day, sometimes you may be on a walk or something. When thinking about the precepts, you may just think about certain scenarios that you may be in. And then, you think about how one precept can be applied in that scenario. That's something too. But of course, you always got to know that we have our faith and our confidence in Yahweh Shem Yahshua. So don't stress about any future scenarios too much. It's just one of those occasional thoughts that Yaratazar we have, just to anticipate our mind. But the point is, we got faith in Yahweh Shem Yahshua. We maintain the spirit of detachment when it comes to this world, man. It's merely a tool for the temporary time that we're using it. But yeah, that's the point right there, man. So Shalom, Kahalalim La Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem HaKodash, the abundance of greatness and apostles. Thought they have for the strength in order to make this video. It's the brother Ratazar Raha Halawaya. And Yaratazar, that you've also understood the lesson as well, and the main point, which is detachment. So Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah.